What's up? This is Draco.
And this is Alicia.
And you're now tuned in to OD
OD
Podcast.
Podcast. Period.
Hey.
All right. I realize when we record, they can't hear me count down. Hello, y'all. How y'all doing? Yes, we know. Draco was in Greece or Italy. He was somewhere in Europe, child.
Yeah, I was. And then it was my birthday last week.
And
So
it was.
and I had a lot going on in general.
Like you do right now.
Sorry, I had to put my phone back on the charger. But I'm back. But yeah, so I'm back in America. I still feel like I'm catching up with jet lag because of my birthday. Like I was fine up until my birthday, then everything went downhill. I
So tell
enjoyed
us about
myself.
the trip and tell us about your birthday. Starting with the trip.
Italy was cool. I was only there for 3-4 days for the Poochie show. I didn't go to the show, but I did get to experience Florence. The good part about Florence is that everything is walking distance, so you don't have to use Ubers or taxis. I mean, we did
Mm-hmm.
only because the people I was with they had heels on, so they didn't want to walk. But you didn't have to. Like I walked everywhere with my little GoPro. I just was walk around the city. Very nice. It looks fake. Everything looks fake. Um, I was trying to like Google what Florence is known for food wise, like I always do, because when I went to Tokyo, I didn't really do that, and I should have, because I automatically was thinking about like ramen and just blah blah blah. But Japanese cuisine is different from other Asian cuisines, and I know this, and I
Yeah,
should have
because they
just
have
looked
like,
it up.
no, let me stop. They don't, hibachi not Japanese for real, is it?
I have no clue. I think
Oh,
that's
okay.
American stuff, but I could be
It's a lot
wrong.
of stuff that's American that we think is like international food, and they be
Hmm.
like, "Who? French fries?"
Yeah, like Chinese food is not really Chinese food in China.
Yep, I did read about that.
So in LA, since LA has a large Asian population, we don't have a lot of Chinese food places here, which is crazy because that doesn't really exist out there, and they mimicking like what they see in their country. So they have every type of food: Thai food, Filipino, all that shit, but not Chinese. But anyway, I'm off track. I ended up looking up the food. They're known for Florentine steak. Florentine steak is made from like a baby cow, and
Oh wow.
and it's cooked a certain way. It's cooked a certain way. And they serve it rare or medium rare. You cannot get
It
it
don't get
done.
no rarer than a baby.
You can't get it done. Get it made any other way. They make it like that. That's just how it come prepared. If you want it cooked a certain way, they take offense to that. But I did have fun though. I
Yeah, don't
enjoyed
be in
it.
there shaking the table, man.
I
Trying to cut
literally
it.
no that steak was good as hell. That was probably the
I
best steak I ever
believe it.
had. I had got two of them.
Ooh,
I
you
got
brought
two.
some with you.
No, I had one and then I had one next day. Um, the McDonald's wings was fire. Every time I go to Europe, I'll be getting the McDonald's wings. Fire.
I think that I would eat meat if I travel somewhere worth it.
Yeah.
Like just to, you know what I'm saying? Because I know it's
Because
different than
in
the
other
US.
countries though, like their meat is so fresh and like
Hmm.
it's so much more healthy. Like I was even reading something about Australia, how saying that most of those people live off of like a full beef diet, and
Mm.
it's because their country is known for having like the best grade of meat, and it's cheap. Like you can get a whole T-bone steak for $7.
Let me
It's
tell
like
you
something
something. If
like that.
I have a backyard with a bunch of cows on leashes, call
Okay.
because it's so cheap. But no, that's what's up. Yeah, I do think about that a lot. Like the crap we eat in America that we can pretty much not escape. Because even the stuff that we think is organic is not necessarily that. But I always think about like how well food is regulated in other countries and how
Yeah.
it's just we're stuck. But okay, cool. Yeah, that's very nice. I think it's really cool that you travel internationally for work. While travel is very tiring, it's a lot of places that maybe you might have thought about going, or maybe wouldn't have even thought about going that you get to go for free, or not even for free. You get paid.
Yeah. See, the thing is, like, it looks fun, but honestly, that shit is so hard because you have to, because these things are quick. Like, when I'm going on vacation, I have enough time to get there, relax. Um, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't have to worry about getting my stuff together. And I always have run into an issue especially when I fly Air France. Like if I had to transfer through Paris, the last time it was through London. But those two airports, they always give me a hard time about my makeup bag, and I carry my makeup bag on the plane so it won't break. Like all my stuff
Hmm.
won't break, but they always give me a hard time. So that part I hate. Um, I
What's the
come
hard time? Do they say you should check it? Like, what do they
so
say?
you know how like in America when we fly, we can bring as many liquids as we want to, just as long as it's not over the bottle is not over you know,
I
I hit
didn't
what
even
is
know
it?
it was as many as you wanted. I thought it was like 3 to 5 or something like that.
No, you can bring as many as you want, but it just can't go over the limit, like each
Yeah, three
bottle.
point four ounces.
In London and in Paris at their airports, you have to be able to fit all of them inside of a Ziploc bag. And that's it. If it can't fit in their Ziploc bag, you have to throw it away. So keep in mind, I have concealer bottles. I have about like 100 concealer bottles. I have about 50 foundation bottles,
Oh
face
my
sprays,
god! Imagine having to
primer.
throw that away.
And so it was crazy. So what I had to do was they were being such an asshole. They was like digging through my bag trying to find most stuff, like my Telfar bag. They was trying to find everything. But the people that I was traveling with, luckily I wasn't traveling alone. We just had to separate all my stuff into three different bags. So it can look like
Dang,
one of them had it, I had one, and then whatever. So I'm like on the way home, I'm not dealing with that. I'm just put it in my suitcase and call it a day. Oh well.
checking it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dang,
So
that's
that's what I did.
annoying though. And I'm sure they get a lot of people that travel with stuff like that. Just like any other airport. But I'm sorry. I'm
Yeah, I
sorry
was trying
for
to
you.
tell. I'm like, this is my work bag. It's not like y'all can test the products, but they don't be trying to hear that. They
Yeah,
hear
they
that.
don't care. You ain't special to them. I mean, I ain't mad at them enforcing regulations, but if it's one way in the U.S. airport, it's definitely a shocker when you go somewhere else and it's not like that. And the
Yeah,
Charles de Gaulle airport in particular is just a lot. I don't even got. Oh my
yeah.
god.
No, I don't like.
Whew.
It was just annoying.
Yeah.
And then for my birthday, I didn't really do anything. I just had a little kickback in my apartment. That's it.
How's that not doing anything?
Because I usually be doing something extra for my birthday. Because
Oh,
I just had a
gotcha.
little kickback. Yeah.
Next year,
I,
I want to convert my house into a venue. I want to go all out because it's gonna be my
let's
35th.
go. Let's
I've been
go.
thinking about it. I actually wanted to do it for this year birthday, but I figure, okay, I'm gonna be in my house by next year. I thought I was gonna be in it last year, but I want to like make every room, not every room literally, but I want like little themes so I can
Damn,
invite a
we really
bunch of
gonna
folks.
be 35 next year. That now I'm starting to feel old now.
No, you know what? I'm not starting to feel old, but when I look at pictures of myself, I look like my age, and I don't think I ever really felt like that. And I think it's because I'm gaining weight, and I haven't stopped.
Um, yeah, dang, 35. Wow.
I know.
I'm
We're gonna
getting
be
I'm
60
getting
one
up
day.
there. 35.
I
That's
ain't it. Speaking of
a lot.
35, OD podcast is 5 years old. That's actually crazy.
Period.
Like for real. People really do not be consistent this long. And we ain't even got famous off of it. We
No.
still doing it. That's
hmm
crazy. It ain't paying no bills.
Um. Yeah, and then people be trying to like down podcasts now because people abuse them. So the
They
podcast
do.
is like very looked down upon now. Even though people still engage with them, especially if it's somebody funny
Yeah.
or somebody like that's fun. But I hate watching like super serious podcasts about like, especially about stupid ass topics. Like
Yeah, man. It's like,
people,
okay.
I think that people genuinely get a kick out of having opposing opinions.
They
I'm not
do.
saying that
That's
everybody
Twitter in a
has to.
nutshell.
Yeah, like it's not even the fact that you don't agree with everybody and that everybody is right or wrong. It's just the simple fact that you're dragging it. Like, okay, you don't agree with these people, but you got to make a whole episode trying to convince people on why. Like,
The
I don't
convincing
know.
is
It's
what
a
gets
difference
me.
between like, I don't know.
I
It
know
be
I know
people
exactly
approach.
what you mean. Instead of people having opposing opinions and that just being that,
Yeah,
you either right or wrong. And so they spend
yeah, and they be
a
trying to
bunch of
make
internet
you
space
feel.
trying to explain
Yeah,
that.
they try to do everything in their power to try to make the person feel bad for having opinion that is, I guess, the similar to everybody else's.
That's how I feel about Twitter, and I really feel myself delete my account again because I get so tired of the topics that I see on my timeline. It's very draining. And I think that one of the things, especially with podcasts, is everybody, and there's nothing wrong with this, but you also got to know when to stop. Everybody thinks that their point of view is unique or special, and so they have to get a podcast and put it out to the masses. But only the strong survive. It's definitely easy to start a podcast, not easy to keep one going. So shout out to us for
Yeah,
having
for
a kindergarten on our hands. Okay.
sure. Now the kindergarten.
Okay. So well, happy belated birthday. I know I already told you happy birthday, but I'm just saying you and my daddy
I
got the
appreciate
same
it.
birthday.
I share a birthday with a lot of amazing people. I share a birthday with Stevie Wonder.
Oh yeah, the illest. I
I,
love Stevie Wonder
oh my
down. You hear
God,
me?
Alicia, I thought about you the other day. So I was scrolling on Instagram. Did not even know that I follow Stevie Wonder's son.
Who is a whole different brand.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
so I didn't know that was his son. Why he had a whole birthday party at this venue, Stevie Wonder, he ended up performing. It had pianos and he just performed. Everybody was dancing. I was like, dang, I should
Oh,
have
you
been.
know what? Was it like a in a warehouse type of environment?
It looked like just a regular venue. It wasn't a
Like an
warehouse.
expo?
No, not like that.
Okay, cuz
It
my
literally looked like
friend.
a little bar thing.
Oh, okay. The reason why I asked is because I have a friend named Sarah. She's an artist, and she also lives in LA. And she went to this event a couple of weeks ago, and it's like I don't know if they were testing out instruments like accordions or pianos or whatever. But Stevie Wonder was like testing one out, and he was singing and playing it like in the middle of this
Okay.
big event. But it wasn't like spotlight on him. It was like going to an expo at the Georgia World Congress Center, and no, or what's the one by the airport? The
I know what
convention
you're talking
center.
about the convention. Yeah.
Yeah, it was like an environment like that. He was just it was really crazy. I'm like, bro, y'all, I need y'all to know I love Steve. He is literally my favorite artist of all time.
Hmm.
I will cry if I ever got to see him perform. I'm telling you right now, I will cry. I'll cry if I see him, and I'll cry if I meet the Obamas, both of them
Yeah.
separately, but both of them too. Just so y'all know.
So I share a birthday with him. Dennis Rodman.
Okay.
Um,
I'll
Baby
never forget my
Tate.
mama tell me Dennis Rodman married himself because he was on the front cover of that magazine with a wedding dress on, and I
Period.
believed it.
Period.
But maybe he did, and I never looked to confirm it. It just got as I got older, it just seemed bizarre.
Icon. Baby Tate.
Okay,
Who else I share a birthday with? The other people I just know personally. I know a lot of people with my birthday, which is crazy.
well, I share a birthday with YF and Lucci.
Of all people.
What's wrong? And Lupe Fiasco and The
Okay.
Weeknd.
Okay. Talent.
Yeah. Okay, let's get into this episode, y'all. We got quite a few things that I want to talk about. But first let's start with the Black Business of the Week.
All right, so it's my turn.
Y'all.
So the Black News of the Week this week is Janine Beavers. I've been working with Janine via Flo Millie maybe like 2.5 years. And she is a really amazing seamstress. Over the years, she doesn't have a big following, which is crazy. I guess because a lot of people don't think to look for seamstress and tailors online.
I don't even.
But
That's funny you said that because I literally, whenever I think of I'm like, where do I even find one?
yeah, and so that's what I was given. Like I recently was just like, okay, I need to find a seamstress or a tailor that can tailor my clothes because all my clothes are starting to fall off of me, and I need to keep some of them.
What a great problem to have.
And so she's done stuff for like Cardi B, Kiki Palmer, Future, Flo Milli, of course, Sierra, Lil Durk. And these are people that she worked with often. And it's so crazy. I just never really knew that. I mean, I knew, but I didn't know for real that was just like a thing. Like people really get their clothes tailored to their body. They don't. They buy stuff and then it can be big or small. It can be fitted, but they want it to fit a certain way. all their clothes be tailored. Like
And
I
once
meet
you
people that
learn that, it starts to make perfect sense
it does.
sometimes.
It really
Yeah.
does because I think that we automatically be looking at mannequins and looking at Instagram models and certain stuff, and we see how it fit on them, and it ain't even their body type for the most part. I mean, so that does play a big part, but also the tailoring and the fit of it. So I'm
I
paying
don't
attention.
trust my weight enough for that.
But yeah, check her out. She her name is Janine Beavers on Instagram. We're gonna put the her Instagram in the bio. I think her company is called Couture Noir because I think
And
she
she's in
makes like
LA.
yeah, she's Los Angeles based, but she definitely travels. She,
Okay, cool. Okay. Yeah, no, that's amazing. I can't remember where. I think I might have just been tapping through Instagram pages recently, maybe like in the last month, and somebody shouted out a seamstress, a tailor, I'll say.
yeah.
And I was like, well, let me bookmark this because I literally don't know where, like, besides going to like the dry cleaners, which isn't always bad. I remember one time, I think we were in high school. Crystal had a like a little set, like a little top and bottom set that she had them adjust for her because she a little short. And so when they cut the bottom of the pants, they made her a headband out the material. I thought that was cool.
Oh yeah, it was a lady on the west side that used to do that. Is was that her?
No, this she had Crystal had went to the dry cleaners by Kroger. I don't
So
know why I even remember that.
it was a lady on the west side. You probably remember her, Miss Mary, and she used to make people bags out of polo shirts. But
Oh yeah, I do
that's
remember
what
that.
she
And I
used to do.
never got a chance to go to her. And she did dresses too, prom dresses.
Yeah, she used to do all type of stuff.
Hey
Hmm.
man, the hood got the talent for real, man. If she, I don't know if she's still on it, but she got. Even when I think about one of my friends who had a yarn prom dress, and it was so unique. But think about how big like knitting is now,
Yeah, for sure.
or
Like people be
crocheting. I'm
making
sorry, not to
like
get
I have
confused.
a few knitting and I mean crochet hats, and then people wearing like crochet 2 piece bathing suits and the pants and all type of stuff. So yeah, that you definitely in big business. Handles
Big
big
business.
business.
Okay, you know that's my favorite video. I
I already
retweet it
know.
every now and then. Okay, so I got a couple of shop talks, and I don't want to rush through them, but I'm ready to get to the big topic. So first things first, rest in peace to Jerry Springer.
I know,
Apparently he
man.
was diagnosed with cancer the last few months of his life. It's actually really sad, yo. Cancer is really it's really aggressive, man, and it's one of those things that you can literally have in your body for a while and not even know. And when you finally start to see signs, you go to the doctor and you're in the latest stage, and that's really scary. And I honestly don't have any advice on how to avoid it because so many things create cancer. It's like you can eat right, do all these things, and it can still happen. So all I'm saying is, regardless, just stay on top of your health. And I can take this advice. I have been eating so poorly lately, man.
Me
I
too, girl.
it's like I have full control of it, but my mind is like I'll go to the grocery store and I get uncrustables. And then I don't even go
I'm
get no veggies. And guess what I do? I get home. I eat the whole box of uncrustables. And I'll tell myself, okay, just put them in the freezer because if you put them in the freezer, you can't eat them. Get what I do? Dump the whole box on the counter instead of I can't. It's really bad. I'm trying to snap out of it. So y'all know I
I
moved
don't know
recently.
what they put in Uncrustables, but
Crack.
it like
It's that
everybody who
crack.
eat them is like addicting like that. You cannot just eat one of them.
It's crazy. Now you don't
So
put
I
into
don't
the
even do it.
hazelnut. Oh my
I don't
god,
even
I look like a rug rat when I eat them things.
I don't even eat them like that no more because I know and I don't get nothing over the 4 pack for myself because
Yeah, I don't
that's
I only
too
get
much.
the 4 pack. And that's
That's
why
too
even
much.
when it comes to ice cream, regardless of the price, I only get a pint because the pint really costs more than a quart sometimes. But if I get the quart, I'm gonna eat it. So I gotta
Yeah,
get I have to like, but the thing is, I have to make. That's why at one point in life, I was only doing drive up or delivery orders for my groceries because I if I go in the store, I'm just picking up stuff. So I'm just gonna snap back out of it. So where I live, there is a lot of like trash food around me, but it's not the type of trash food that I want. Like it's bad trash, like Taco Bell, Popeyes. I've been weaning myself off of stuff like that. I have a shrimp basket here and there. Like that's the type of stuff I don't really want to be consuming. So hopefully being over here it's a little bit less convenient to go to get these quick nasty foods. The grocery store is a little bit of a drive, not that long, but long enough for I can't just run up the street get some cookies real quick. So what I'm saying is I hope that living in this house puts me in a better eating habit because it's actually really sad. I'm too grown and it's not going to be as easy to lose weight as I get older because my metabolism going to slow down, and I am genuinely ashamed of how much weight I've gained. And it was crazy because I have weighed this much before, but I lost so much of it. And so I'm just really disappointed in myself. That's the truth. I got a
you know
double
what I'm
chin.
saying? See me, I I eat terrible. Like I don't eat that bad, but my problem is that I smoke, and I'm
Cigarettes?
noticing. No, I
Oh,
smoke
sorry. You
weed.
got to specify, honey. I don't know.
You right. I have to specify. So I smoke weed. So the problem is that sometimes I be getting like indica, and that makes me very hungry. Like I don't
Mm.
even have that type of appetite
I'm
when
about to
I'm
turn the
just
light
being
on.
normal. And so I don't know. I be feeling like I eat a lot, and I just grab stuff and eat it. Like oh my god, it's bad. I've been drinking a lot of juice,
That
which is
eating for
bad.
convenience is a really big problem for me. Cause when
Yeah,
I'm in my cooking bag, I'm in my cooking bag. But as soon as I run out of groceries, it's a wrap. Uncrustables.
yeah.
Put them on the grill.
I
Put some
went grocery
yum yum
shopping
sauce
today.
on it.
I went grocery shopping today. I am probably about to cook some dinner after I finish doing this. But yeah, I'm definitely it's definitely giving it. I need to get back on my stuff. But the thing about me is since I'm so active, I walk a lot of places, I be hiking and stuff like that, it don't
Yeah,
really
me and
stick to
Hazel
my
walk a
body.
lot.
It don't really stick to my body no more.
Yeah, I walk a lot too with Hazel, but I'm gonna start walking even more. But we're getting off topic. Okay, so rest in peace to Jerry Springer, an icon, literally. Honestly, he is probably the problem with why so much ratchet stuff is on the media today. A white man. Um,
Nah, for
next up,
real. He definitely we
yes,
definitely I definitely remember seeing Sukiyana on his show.
she did. She performed. He really, oh, he was okay. Anyway, all right. So next up, Brian McKnight is trifling. Long story short, y'all, the
Yeah.
man got 2 or 3 kids right from a prior marriage. He married a new woman, and literally only claims those kids who are, might I add, not his and not black. Okay, he has their names in his bio. He tried to clean up the situation by talking about how he don't have a relationship with them, they don't have a relationship with him. Either way, it's dead wrong, y'all. Let me tell you something. I don't there is I can't even make no. I don't even know what I'm trying to say is he is dead wrong. Now I do understand sometimes people in their family, your siblings, your parents, whatever, you have a tumultuous relationship. You can't find a common ground. Something happened. Maybe somebody didn't forgive you. Maybe something happened in general. There was a misunderstanding, like communication, whatever. But the way that he has gone about this is literally like he's trying to rewrite his own history. The man already has a son named Brian McKnight, and he named his new son Brian McKnight. Okay. His bio on Instagram has the kids' names from the new wife. They're not his kids. Then he posted a picture with the daughter talking about she made him a girl dad when he got a whole daughter. And apparently there was a situation with his real daughter where he accused her of having sex with her cousin and they had to go to court over it. It's just a hot mess. Let me tell you something. I see it's a shame that people can allow themselves to be bad parents, regardless of what has happened in their particular situation. People really don't think about the impact that it has on those kids and in their life in general. I know a lot of times people tie stuff back into how they grew up or what they experienced, but that's literally what shapes your entire life. Everything that happened in your developmental years impacts how you behave, impacts how you address situations, it impacts how responsible you are, how you feel about yourself, literally from those early years. And it's really hard to shake that once you become older. So when you have a broken relationship with your parents, or anybody that's a part like in a developmental role of your life, it can really have a negative impact. And it must be really hard for them to have a famous dad. And granted, Brian McKnight is not nowhere near his peak, but he is somebody that literally is in rotation somewhere at any given moment in his world. And it's just really disrespectful. I have no respect for nobody like that. That's all I have to say.
Um couldn't be me because if it was me, he'll have to start back at one.
Hello? It's like a dream come true.
Yeah.
Psych, it's a nightmare. But yeah, it's really sad, man. I'm just like, dang, man. And I
He's so
saw another
weirdo.
post today. Just I see a lot of topics around like the deadbeat stuff and people just being okay with not being a child's life. But let that child grow up to be famous and rich and you down bad, down sad. Oh, now you want to be
Yeah.
involved? Absolutely
Mm-hmm.
not.
Oh, that's my child. That's this and that.
Now
No.
you proud of them. And now things was just hard at that time. Shut up.
Yeah. No, I
Anyways,
agree.
all right. So allegedly, Chris Brown and Usher got into it. Neither one of them addressed it. I prefer it that way. I'm not gonna lie to you. Okay, so when this story first dropped, I was really angry at Chris Brown. I really love Usher, have a lot of respect for him. Obviously, I don't know either of these people personally, but we know that Chris Brown has a track record for being dangerous, I guess I'll say, or abusive or reckless and things like that. But I will say this, and I'm just gonna be honest, when something like that comes out, even though this person has a history, I don't think it's fair. to kind of like jump the gun. And I think the only reason why with Chris Brown is because there are so many things he's been associated with, but we haven't seen no video, no nothing. They both performed the next day. Now I do believe something went down, but as an onlooker and a consumer, I just had to take my personal feelings out of it because I don't know neither one of them folks. Now
Yeah.
I will say though, this situation reminded me of a lot of situations that Chris Brown has been involved with that I just forgot about or even wasn't even made aware of. And I always tie a lot of things back to what happened with Rihanna, but there were a lot of incidents that happened since then. So
And
all I'm
then
saying
something
is
happened like a day after that.
right. And he commented on that, which makes me feel like the Usher thing happened. And then the rumors was saying like, oh, Usher had a bloody nose. Now I never heard the broken rib cage situation, but I don't know. I mean, I never had a bloody nose, but I do know that all you gotta do is take some tissue and wipe it off. So it makes sense that he could post himself on stage at this show and not show any signs of getting beat up, let alone having makeup and all that other stuff. But
Yeah.
yeah, so I don't know. I was really ready to drag Chris Brown on the show, and not that he's not exempt from a good dragging, but I felt like he had been out the way for a while, but I don't know. It's kind of like the job and run thing. Like trouble just finding you right now. Like what's going on?
I don't feel sorry for people like that because the thing about it is, if it's that bad when you can't control yourself, you need to get help.
No, for real.
We're
That's
all
what it is.
adults.
You have a temper that
We are
bad,
grown. Like I don't feel bad for people like that. And then people
and
like to
it's
bring up
sad because
what they've
Usher threw
been
him the
through.
party.
Yeah. People bring up, oh, they've been through this and this happened to them and blah blah blah. Okay. You have a problem.
Yeah, you do have to
Get
address
help.
it.
I don't know. It's just irritating. Like I love Chris Brown's music and stuff like that, but for real, everybody can't be lying. That's all I gotta say.
Exactly. As a person, you know how people always say separate the art from the artist. I mean he's extremely talented. And I
One
even
at a
hate the
time.
comparisons with Usher and Chris Brown cuz Usher was the Chris Brown in his generation. Like let's be very clear. And he is decades or at least a decade ahead of Chris Brown. But anyways, yeah, I just, trouble just find folks. And I
One
don't
at a
know.
time. When it comes to separating the art from the artist, I can only do one at a time. And right now, I'm a free agent. I'm not holding on to nobody at the moment. I mean, I still listen to Nicki Minaj, but I had to unfollow her for real, for real.
Really? She still be doing stuff? I don't even know.
Um, it's really weird.
Really?
Like she does this thing now where like if she sees one of her fans talking bad about Cardi or Megan, she'll follow them.
That's actually very strange.
And I'm like, okay.
An enemy of your enemy or a hater of your enemy because they don't even know these folks. Yeah, I think that's really strange.
So
You know what?
now that people caught on to it, they purposely say shit
So
so
she
she
can
can
follow
follow
them.
them.
Like, that's kind of like an obsession for real, for real. And I don't know what's happening behind the scenes, like if they've had any other engagements or interactions. But to me, when I have a problem with somebody, you won't even know that I know that you exist.
Exactly. Move
And that's
on.
the best way to handle a situation like that because people will start to do stuff to intentionally get under your skin and it'll be working. I mean, Cardi the same way responds to so much stuff. I feel like lately, I mean, I don't even follow Cardi or I don't follow either of them on social media because I don't like following businesses, but I just feel like you just gotta move like Jesus. And yeah, so anyway, all right, let's get into the real meat and potatoes.
Oh
Okay.
my gosh. What's the meat and
All
potatoes?
right, y'all. So let me tell y'all this. I am somebody that feels like people should just do what works for them. It's not something that should be debated. It's not based on what other people think. It's what works for you and anybody that you're involved with. Okay. I get really sick and tired of the relationship topics on social media. It's always about spending money on dates. It's always about splitting bills. It's always yada, 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 all from people that more than likely are not even in a serious relationship to begin with. And if they are, God bless them. Okay. So, Ebony K. Williams, who I've mentioned several times in this show before, is an attorney, podcaster, content creator, all this good stuff. I really have a lot of respect for her. I think she's really smart. And I follow her or I support her because I like when people speak my language about things I don't always understand. Because sometimes things can be very complex and it's just like somebody could be explaining something to you and you already just clock out mentally. You're like, all right. But with Ebony K. Williams, she tell it like it is. I had a history teacher in college, just as a side story really made me consider changing my major to history because of the way he told the stories. It made me understand. That's why I love history to this day. But it's just the way that he presented to me. I'm like, okay, this is like a soap opera.
Okay.
So, anyways,
I wish
Ebony
I
K.
had that
Williams.
that teacher because one thing about me, I hate I hate shit like that. Like I don't like history. I don't.
History
Now
ain't
I'm more
nothing but
interested.
gossip. It's just
I'm
gossip.
here. I'm more interested in it now that I'm older, so I watch stuff. But at the time, I could not get into it. I'm like,
Yes,
this is
my
so
professor
boring.
used to really, he'll make something from the 1700s feel like it happened this year. Like the way he used to tell, he just would really like blackify it.
Oh my god.
But Ebony K. Williams has a show called The Griot, and she had Ayanna Von Zant on her show, and they had talked about a couple of things. And out the blue, or out the green, as we would say, she asked Ebony if she would date a bus driver. And Ebony
Yeah.
responded, "Does he own the bus?" That's all that she said. Okay. All right. And then Ayana goes on how this thing on how she's wrong. She shouldn't look at it like that. She would date a bus driver because blah, 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 blah. And it sent social media or Twitter in specific in an uproar. Okay. I have a couple of notes here on my phone, and I don't know if they're in the order that I wish to discuss them, but I will discuss them. Okay.
Okay.
First, I would say that anybody, no matter where they are in life, has a right to have a preference on who they want to date. Whether they qualify or not, you have a right to have a preference, okay? Number two, Ebony is literally a lawyer. She has a Juris Doctorate. She is a rich woman. She is established. And it will only make sense for her to desire somebody that has a similar lifestyle, a similar level of access, similar level of being established as she would. I think that applies to anybody. You want somebody that is relatable in that aspect. I personally have dated men that I felt like were not on a ambitious level or a financial level as myself, and I would give them a chance because I felt like at that particular stage in my life we will get to know our life. Like for example, if you under 25, it's a lot of developmental stuff going on. You can't expect everybody to be super established. So I would like kind of consider that and look at things like, is he nice? Does he have a good heart? Do I feel like he's a liar or a cheater? Is he you know, the things that they say really matter, which is also what Anyanla brought up. But to be totally honest with you, when you first meet somebody, you don't even know those things. So all I know is what your name is, what do you do, and what you dress like. Okay, cool. Now, the first thing I put is there is a difference between downplaying people in this world. So a lot of people are saying she was talking down on regular 9 to 5ers or regular workers by saying that people that work those kind of jobs are working mediocre jobs. Now, I don't like the term mediocre, but it does have a definition for a reason. People are just not comfortable with the way it sounds. But she was saying like essentially essential workers, I guess, are working mediocre jobs. But I don't think that's wrong. I don't think that
No.
those are regular. She was saying she didn't even just say mediocre. She said average, and that is average. Most people are not lawyers. Most people not even podcasters. If we being honest, they definitely not successful ones. But I feel like saying somebody's job is average or regular is not a bad thing. It's just offensive because people want to be great in all they do. So when you say anything other than that, they get offended. Okay, cool. I think that people have to be realistic. What it is that you want and that you like, and can that person provide it? Because if I'm very successful and I'm in a place in life where I'm elevated, I'm in certain spaces that not everyone can be, and it's not even about being classes. It's just about your life experience. Why bringing somebody around who's not used to that will create like a culture shock in a way. That's when the whole big money conversations come around.
Oh
That's when
my
people
god.
start getting excited, acting like groupies in a way because they're in certain environments, taking pictures in front of cars. You know what I'm saying? I have talked to a guy before who literally would count my pockets. He'd be like, "Oh, you got those? You must have spent a lot of money on that," and that is very annoying. It's very irritating. It's very weird. It just to me, it makes me feel like you have not really experienced a lot of stuff. And that's okay because there was a time where I didn't experience a lot of things. But because of the time gap between when I did and when and that you have, it's just not enough to make me feel comfortable. Now we on dates and you looking at certain stuff, or we can't go to certain. I have literally put off trips because the person I was dating couldn't afford it. I'm done. I'm not doing that no more. I'm way past that point in my life. I want to be able to experience certain things because I've afforded it for myself. I don't want to dumb down or lower the experience because some to be considered somebody else's pockets, which is why I travel alone now because I want to do what I want to do, how I want to do it, when I want to do it. Okay, cool. I also feel like men always say what they want. They always have this list of things they want from women, but when women return the favor, now it's a problem. Now she's ungrateful. Now what's she bringing to the table?
Yeah.
Da-da-da-da-da-da. And it's like, sweetie, can you even build a table? I be going to IKEA by myself.
Oh my God. Yeah, no.
I feel like growing up, we always felt like, and not to make this about race, but white women, this is what we always thought of white women. Like, oh, they gonna get this successful man. She's a stay at home wife, or they have the arm candy trophy. And not that's not necessarily the same thing that Ebony was talking about, but I just think that it's all I'm trying to say is there's nothing wrong with having a list of things that you want for somebody. Okay. Also, I have had when dating men that were broke. I had a man ask me to pay his tuition before. I swear to y'all, I had a man ask me for money on his tuition. Do you know how embarrassing that is? That is awkward. And I'm supposed to be happy with him because he nice? Absolutely not. Also,
Oh my God.
not only do I have these for me, I have similar standards for when I'm dating. I'm also like that with my friends. I have had friends that I have just distanced myself from because they were not ambitious, because they were always complaining about certain situations, their financial status, their life experience, things they want to do, and they never did anything about it. But they always want to hang around me or always want me to put them on. That junk is draining, y'all. I might as well
Yeah.
have breast milk coming out my breast. I might as well
Oh
be
my
nursing.
God.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah,
All
no,
right.
I feel that. I feel that. So for me, when it comes to stuff like that, like it's always different for me because I'm a man that dates men. So the conversation is just a little bit different. But to speak on that, um,
My
I
bad. I
always
know I was kind of going down my little list. I ain't
yeah,
even
no, no,
asked
no,
you.
you fine. No, just to speak on that topic in general. I mean specifically, I would say that I think that people should do what's best for them because, like,
Literally, that's what it come down to.
I've definitely dated like some really, I guess you could say, like well-off guys, and I that was the worst relationships because it was all transactional and it felt weird. Like I felt like I don't know. And see, I'm the type of person where like I feel everything. Like I'm a very like passionate person when it just comes to anything, especially like listening to somebody or like somebody listening to me, and I pay attention to stuff like that. So me being in a relationship with somebody that just got money and I'm benefiting from that, that gets old very quickly, especially when you make money on your own. You know what I'm saying? Like
Hmm.
you're able to do that on your own. Of course, it would be nice to have some help, but I don't know. Like I just go by like I don't know. I think
But see,
now
the
that
thing
I'm
is, it's
older,
not even just about the money that Ebony was saying. It was like, okay, he's a bus driver. Does he own the bus? What else are you doing? Like, what else are you working on?
yeah,
So if I'm
like
a lawyer, I don't not only do I practice law or have I practice law, I've got this going on, this going on. This. But if you just a bus driver, we are not even thinking the same as far as our life stability.
that's true. That's
And
true.
I
Not
think,
all the time though, but that's very true. I agree. Like where people be in their career sometimes is a little bit more like mature than where somebody else is or their life or like just the experiences. Like if you're used to paying certain type of bills, if you're used to like doing certain things, or if you've traveled these places and blah blah blah, you kind of have like a different mindset. Because I will
hmm
say that kind of changed my mindset. Like even within the last 2 and 2 3 years, like even overnight, sometimes like I'll be like, you know what, this is very childish, or this is wrong. This is not something
yeah,
that
you
I need
start
to
to
be
get more
doing.
educated about stuff because of the experiences you have, and that's the point I'm making. It's like where are you in life? I know people, and there's nothing wrong with doing what you're doing, but you can't get mad if that's not what I want.
Yeah. I don't know. I look for my whole thing about it is if we're dating, like not in a relationship, but if we're dating, we talking whatever, you just need to at least be able to hold your own weight, and same with me.
Yeah, I want you to hold your way, but I want you to always have new plans and ideas
For sure.
for
Like
real.
and even when shit down, as long as I feel like you like serious about like where you want to be and you're making strides to try to get there, even though you're not there at the moment, I can respect that opposed to somebody that's just like tagging along with people or just trying to
Ooh, tagging
coattail
along.
people who they feel like is popping and all this other stuff because that shit don't work. Like, what exactly are you doing besides being this person's on this person's coattail.
No,
Eventually,
for
you're
real.
gonna
That's when
be
them little
used
stupid
as a
petty arguments start to come up because it's like,
yeah,
like you just irritated.
and
I
then
agree with you. With Go
it
ahead.
just gets weird because it's like, okay, why are you here? Are you about to help me do something, or are you just here just to for the ride? Like,
I have literally asked a man, "What do I have you around for?" Because it got that bad.
yeah,
It's like, what exact, like, what am I getting out of this? Because you could talk about the whole sexual benefit and all the other stuff, sure, but in reality, that's not doing a whole lot for my personal development. And you said something about, if you're not there yet, but you have a plan. I think that's another thing too. It's one thing to fall on hard times, which can happen to any of us, but I
yeah,
think that there's a difference in the skill set and experience you've gained over the years in that happening versus you having nothing to fall back on, no plan B. Like for
no,
me,
nothing.
I worked several years in retail. I worked in food service. But I also have gotten to a point in my career where I'm in a much higher position. If I ever lost my job, I'm gonna go back to the basics. I'm gonna go back and do what I gotta do. Or I now can do this. I can do consulting because of these skills I've learned in a higher level of my life. Or I can start a business. Or I mean, I already have a business, but I'm just saying, even that I have multiple businesses now. It's like different things I can do to always be working on something. But if I stayed in retail, if I stayed working at the UGG store all these years, and something happened, what else do I have to even offer? How can I even be competitive? And that's the thing. That's what's attractive to me. It's like having different things, like, oh, you do music, or even if you don't want to be this big producer, like you have this talent that you do. You draw, I don't freaking know, you cut grass, I don't care. But it's like you can't be a one trick pony. You gotta wear multiple hats, because I wear a lot of hats. And I'm all anybody who know me, and I have been in situations where men have felt like I was moving too fast as far as like being progressive or being like doing new things, like they felt like I was leaving them behind. But for me, it's like I got time is ticking. I got bills paid, and I can acknowledge that sometimes that can be a lot, because I'm very obsessive when it comes to financial stability, and I don't have no problem trying to be like realistic to not. I don't want to like ever emasculate my man, but I also am not stunting my own growth to make somebody else feel comfortable.
That's very true. That's very true. I feel like I think I my problem is that because I'm in the position that I'm in, I feel like people automatically assume that I have high standards, which I love that.
Yeah, I'm
Come
about to
up when
say
you
that
come
shit.
over
That's
here, have it figured out. But at the same time, I do present myself to people how I want them to treat me. You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah.
treat me like a
You said
regular
that
person.
standard.
Treat me like a human being. Don't treat me like no fucking cash cow or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's the problem that I have with like dating in the gay community, because I feel like everybody has, or for the most part, a lot of people, especially around my peers and people that are around. Of course, you have people that study law. You have people that are dental working in medical, but most of the time we work in the entertainment business and everything is transactional. So if you fucking with somebody, it's because you fucking with them because you feel like you can gain something from that. And I'm not saying that that's 100% bad, but
Yeah.
what are you doing for me?
Yeah.
Or what do we get? You know what I'm saying? Like it has to be
Right.
something that's like
Transactions ain't
mutual.
bad if we benefiting from it. But
If
it's
you
like if
both
this is
can benefit from it, but if
yeah.
it's one sided, it's just like, what are you doing? Or what am I
Yeah.
doing? Rather, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and
Um,
I think that that's the whole point of having relationships, whether it's a friendship, even family or romantic relationship. It's like what are you? And I feel like that's another thing, issue I have with social media. Like you said, it's always transactional. You pay the bills, I look good. And if that's what you want, perfectly fine. You know what I'm saying? But as for me, I need to always be progressing. I need to have some kind of stability. I need something new, something that's going to challenge my brain. There's a reason why people go back to school and keep getting all these degrees. Like
yeah,
it's just something about even. And I hate when people get all these degrees and don't do nothing with it, but there is something to be said about somebody that can even handle those kind of challenges and continue to pursue it.
yeah, no.
It's like people always want to humble you. It was a lot of hit dogs hollering in the comments about this post. And I just feel like if you are a bus driver and Ebony doesn't want a bus driver, then don't pursue Ebony.
Yeah, so
Like,
it's don't try to beat this person up because they don't want to. Yeah, it's all about preference like that. Like, and as long as they're not dogging nobody out, you know.
exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's like,
But I don't know.
yeah, I just think that people need to, because I've seen some. I mean, I just feel like there are some terrible people in the world. To me, I think there are people that use people, they take advantage of folks, they have ill intentions. But I'm not interested in somebody like that. So guess what? I won't pursue them. So if I say that I don't want nobody that steal, is the stealing community gonna come in my comments? I
Yeah,
don't want you.
yeah. Find somebody that's okay with that.
Get
And I hate
somebody else to do it. And no shade
literally.
to Ayanla, but she look like she date a bus driver. So like, why you even asking Ebony? You definitely give bus driver.
Please, okay? Don't talk about Auntie. Auntie be out here getting the girls together.
And that's get your bus pass together. But yeah, I know people who started like their own fleet of charter buses. I think that's really cool. That's really ambitious. And that started from somewhere. Maybe it started from driving the bus, but look what they did with that. You know what I'm saying? So all I'm saying, y'all, if somebody don't want you, then that's just too bad. Keep it pushing. And if there's something that you desire and that you want, you shouldn't lower that until you get it. And if you never get it, then that's just is what it is. But don't do no charity work.
Yeah, no. I feel you.
You not finna tell me I can't go to Kenya because you don't want to spend 800 on the flight. I'm going, and I'm gonna go to the Serengeti.
Okay.
Why would I put my love life on the line to take care of the? It's like the 1% got to give the 99% a chance.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I have
Anyway,
a very different view on dating. Not for real, but I think that over the years I've just become so lax because I don't really date like that. Like the last couple of people that I have dated, it was transactional. So I was just having fun, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I
hmm
think now that I'm getting older, and I'm like away from home, I just need like something that just feels comfortable. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to feel by myself.
yeah.
I think I'm yearning. I think I want that more because if I'm at home, I got my people around me, my friends, my family, everything. I'm not really looking for that. But now that I'm here by myself, experiencing certain things for the first time, I would rather have somebody with me experiencing those things, and we just
Talking
enjoy
to
each
the
other and
mic.
live life. I'm sorry, but we just experience each other and enjoy life. That's the only thing.
Now,
I
aren't
don't
you
know.
dating right now?
Define dating. Call me back.
Well, I don't know. Going on dates with people.
Am I dating right now? I guess that's what you can call it. Yeah,
Okay. Well, as
but
long
it's
as it's
not
what
good.
you want.
Are you asking like more than one person, or is it just one person?
Well, I wasn't sure because you was just saying that you were just saying like nowadays it's like you want a little bit more. So
Yeah,
I'm
like
just
I'm growing up. I'm getting older. I mean,
mhm.
you know what I'm saying? Of course, when you get older, you kind of want to be more serious about your life. Everything. I don't be having time for those type of games because life is happening every day.
I mean, I have these thoughts all the time when I see
Life is
people that
happening every day. Like
people we'll
I've
literally
done
be
that.
60 one day and it's nothing and we can't go
Yeah,
back to 30. So it's like, what did you do with that time?
it's like I've been outside partying and stuff like that since I was 18, 19 years old. I'm 34. It's like I have to look past that. I want to experience other stuff. Like I still will go out and have fun. There's nothing wrong with that, but I do
Yeah.
want to experience more like adult things and just things that are going to help better my mental and better my life. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't want to be around certain people, certain things, certain vibes. I just want to be comfortable.
Do you feel like you prioritize fun for a while before like what do you
Uh,
think?
I'm sorry. I'm a sucker for a good time, and that is my issue because you can win me over by showing me a great time because I think that I've like the last couple people that I've dated or talked to, and then even my last couple relationships, I've dated some very boring ass people,
Mhm.
like very boring ass people, and I feel like that should be rubbing off on me. So now I kind of like have to. I'm getting myself back to a point where I'm like, I want to have fun, experience things again without feeling guilty. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
So
that's a sucky feeling.
I don't, yeah, because it's like I get, you know, and people be joking when they say stuff like this, but I even stopped posting videos of me at clubs. Like, if I go out to the club or if I go to something like that, I won't even post it because I don't want nobody to bring it up to me like, "Oh, you be out all the time,"
Yeah, I feel.
and,
I did feel like you used to be at a club. Like, it seemed like every night.
and I wasn't. And it would
Yeah.
be like sometimes I'll be posting old stuff, or it just be like I posted spaced out, maybe. I don't know, but I don't
You
be
know what I
going
think it
out a
is?
lot.
It's because there's no concept of time on social media. So
Yes,
you could post that you go out once a week, which to me is still a lot, but it seems like you I mean, I guess that is considered all the time though, even if you went
yeah.
once a week.
But even I don't want people to think that about me. I don't like
Yeah.
having that persona. I'm not no little kid. Like I'm not in my 20s no more. So that doesn't that's not a good look.
You know what though? I mean, I think that's a good assessment that you made about yourself because there's nothing wrong with having fun, but that can be somebody's first impression. And not saying that you
Yeah.
should treat your Instagram like a dating site, but maybe somebody was interested in you and they're like, like
And he
I've
be
seen the
outside
way.
too much and be around, be in certain environments. Like I pay attention to stuff like that. I pay attention to who people be around. I pay attention to like
Yeah.
how active you are in certain areas. And it don't mean nothing just because you're not active on social media or you don't post that much or whatever. Them be the worst ones. Them be
Oh
the worst
man.
fucking ones.
Shots
Like,
fired.
you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, that doesn't mean anything to me when
But I
people
do
say that.
think that your I hate to be I mean, I know the app social media quote unquote is not real, but it is a real representation of people. And even
Yeah.
if people like some people, I see people on Twitter and they be the stuff they be saying and doing, I'm like, dang, if that
Listen.
I don't want nobody seeing them kind of thoughts. And I have some crazy thoughts, but I care about that perception because it is a reflection of myself, especially to somebody that doesn't know me. Now, I'm not looking for
For
love
sure.
on social media, nothing like that, but I'm just saying I do care about stuff like that. And not that I post with other people in mind, but I am grown. You know what I'm saying?
No, yeah, no,
And you
seriously.
can't be like, oh, that's just Twitter, or oh, that's just social media, but you posted that. That is an
Yeah.
extension of yourself.
Yeah, I watch what I post. I post a lot of funny stuff just because that's just who I am as a person. I post a lot of like inspirational things. I try not to post myself partying. If I'm at the beach or something, or if I'm at a restaurant, or if I'm at an event that's, if I'm traveling, I'll post that. But I try to kind of like pull away from the party vibe just because I want to. I'm trying to appeal to uh, people with more money, bigger budgets. You know what I'm saying? And that's not gonna help me get that and get there.
Yeah, they
So
might not think it's serious, especially if they haven't actually had a conversation with you. And
exactly, like
I feel like,
I
oh, go
don't
ahead.
post myself. I don't post myself drinking. Like I did post
Yeah.
myself smoking weed at Coachella, but I'm like, that's whatever. I mean, I live in California; it's legal. I'm
Yeah.
outside. You know what
Some
I'm saying?
people
And
are
it's
a little
weed,
prudish, though.
huh?
Some people are a little prudish, like they're prudes. I
Yeah, for
will
sure.
say though, sometimes I wonder if because I feel like I've always been serious about love. Every relationship I entered, it was the intention to
Girl,
get
you've been
married.
serious about love since sixth grade.
And so, but sometimes I wonder. No, you're right. That's embarrassing because I used to be down sad, but I used to wonder, and I don't really have those thoughts now. But I'm like, was I doing this is what I think. I always thought, and this just come from like exposure and how was what you was taught, but I thought everybody wanted to be in love and get married. I ain't know people was having cut friends and doing this, doing that.
Yeah,
So I learned all that the hard way, wondering why I'm hanging out with this dude and he don't want to be my boyfriend. And so I had a harsh reality check around 21 ish or 20 around that era. And so I never could shake it. So I just would be to myself. I'm like, all right, well, I'm just be single then because I want to be in a relationship. And I'm still that way to this day. But even when it comes to like I have partied, but deep down, I never really was a partier. I was just doing it because I was old enough to do it. But that
yeah.
was never really my scene. Anybody
But
knows me. I never.
at least you're one of those people who have done it because I hate when people are like down, like they talk down on it, but they've never done it before. Like I know
Yeah,
so
that
many
is
people
that's
that's
crazy.
from New York that's like, oh, I would never come to Atlanta just because of the shit they see online. But I'm like, you have to have your own experience of things.
Yeah,
Like
that's
it's
strange.
everything is not gonna give that.
Yeah, that's
So
strange.
I don't
That's
know.
what I wouldn't do that. And I'm not even like, I'm not a drinker. I have drank in the past, but again, it's another one of those things where I'm like, well, I'm just gonna do it because after a couple times, I'm like, I'm good. I never even want this junk to begin with.
Yeah,
But I just wonder if I was like too serious for in my earlier years. I don't have no crazy stories to tell besides that one time at tracks. Like that's really it.
yeah. Oh, what a fun time.
But yeah, so anyway, I mean, I do think that a lot of my behaviors and actions have been consistent with a little tidying up, but I definitely am one of the ones who
Yeah, no,
always just
I
like,
feel like you have always been the same person. You just mature every year, but it's still the same.
Yeah, I know, but even when I think of, and I don't care, I'm past this point now, but I just, these are thoughts that I have. Like, even in college, because I worked so much, everybody was out having fun and turning up. I'm like, dang, I missed a lot. I missed a lot of functions. And then what, I don't care no more because it has positively impacted me now. It's like me investing in my future. But when you talk about like how you prioritize fun and things like that, it's like, well, that's, at least you got that experience. But then again, it's like, you sometimes when you're young, you have that mindset that tomorrow will be there. And now we close to 40. Now we're not that close. We're closer to 30 than we are 40. But the
Yeah.
point that I'm making is that you life is happening.
Life is life, and I mean every day. I mean, I do feel like I'm becoming a healthy person, but realistically, I'm getting older. I don't have the same energy I had. I don't even have the same energy I had at 30. I'm 34. I don't have the same energy I had at 30,
Hmm.
let alone my 20s energy. So
It's happening.
I have to just do stuff. You know what I'm saying? I can't really just. I don't be want to say no to things, and I just want to experience it now because I know later on I'm not gonna be able to experience it how I would have experienced it early on.
I
And
literally know people in their 60s right now that be still losing their job doing stupid stuff. I mean, it's like
you see what I'm
some
saying?
people just never snap out of it.
I want to be like once I get to my 40s, I want to be established. I'm able to do what I want to do when I want to do it, but I don't want to be looked at as one of them old ass niggas in the club still
Oh
looking
yeah.
for boys, trying to find. You know what I'm saying?
Chasing
Like
that
I.
youth, man.
You know what I'm saying? Like I don't want to be that person. So that's why I'm like I need to experience these things now because I don't want to regret it and look back on it later on. And now I'm like old nigga trying to be young
Oh, that's so
or
corny
or
too.
looking young or trying to, you know what I'm saying?
And
Like
don't have nothing going on. Go in their house and the bed on the floor. And I ain't talking about no floor bed. I'm
yeah,
talking about a floor bed.
I get and you know what? I pay another thing too, like appearance wise, I pay attention to that too because I feel like as we're getting older, you know, shit don't work the same. You don't look the same. So I definitely invest in my skin, my skincare
Mm.
routines. I try to be as healthy as possible because I watch people who were like the lit friends, like the ones who used to be
Oh,
oh
oh my
popping
goodness.
pills and doing all sorts of stuff,
And that's the
and like that stuff was cool back, you know, whatever do you. And I'm not
hold
judging for it, but
on. I'm just
these folks look crazy.
and I think that's the result of prioritizing fun for real. Cause it's a
You
slippery
now,
slope.
yeah, that's when you prioritize the fun a little too much. Now, I had some
The fun
sense.
prioritized you.
The fun prioritized you. Now, at one point in time, I will say up until I was like 22. At 22, nah, I'm lying because I was still prioritizing the fun. Let me see. I'll
You
probably
get
say
what
up,
I'm saying though. It's some
but
people that
yeah,
just
like
want to party, party, party. And so it's inevitable that you get exposed to certain things and you might try it. And then it's just a slippery slope. And you just
one
like
thing
you
about
just
me when it comes to when it comes to stuff like that, like I said, I've grown to just not be judgmental about stuff like that. But you cannot peer pressure me into doing that type of shit. I
me
made
either.
my mind up. I'm too old to be
Me
trying new
either. The
shit like that
furthest I
anyway.
ever went was smoking a cigarette. Won't do that again.
Yeah, like I'm not doing that. That's not for me. I know what it does to people's body. I study this type of stuff on my own. Like I look up stuff like that on my own to see what it does. That's why I can identify it so well. Like if I'm looking at
Yeah.
somebody, I can tell what they do. I can look in your eyeballs. Your eyes, people's eyes are yellow.
They
They have
got
brown
jaundice.
spots. They have all these type of things. They skin look a certain way. Their hands look a certain way.
Mm, it's
They sniff
irreversible.
in a certain type of way. They nose is looking a certain type of way. I know what it looked like. You fidgeting all the time. Like I
See,
know
I
what the
don't
fuck
come
that looks
across that
like.
a lot, but I also feel like I make all
You
my
don't be
friends at work
outside.
now.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't.
you in a work environment, but you work in corporate America, so I'm almost a hundred
Oh, but
thousand
I'm sure a lot of my coworkers, I know, you know what I'm saying? They might
for
dress
sure.
up to get on them meetings, but these
Cause
people ain't no
yeah,
different.
yeah,
They
no,
just,
they be
yeah,
worse. Cause
exactly. They be working,
they
they
be
they
worse.
live in double lives and stuff. And I be in a family friendly environments, and I'm
So
not saying
that's
that
why I
those
don't
are.
judge. Everybody does it. It's just not for me.
Yeah, yeah.
It's not for me. I've accepted that a long time ago. I'm cool with that. Let's move on from it. Let's don't bring it up. It is what it is. Do you? If that's what you want to do, I'll even clean it up for you. Make sure you good. I'll watch you. Like even I don't know. I've been in a situation recently with somebody that like um I felt like the people around them were being mean to them because they were high, and I'm just like. don't do that to them because now they're not in the right mind
Very
state,
vulnerable space. Yeah.
and you probably everything is probably intensified. So you saying that you probably think you being harmless, but they're taking that shit another way, and now they're, you know what I'm saying, like, don't be that way.
Yeah.
So
No, you're
I
right.
make sure I'm extra careful. I'm like, here you go. I'm gonna get you some water just in case. Like, try to make them feel comfortable and feel safe because I think that's the problem with people when they
I
do
would.
drugs. They
Yeah.
get out. They don't have responsible people around them to tell them like, okay, that's enough, or like you
But do
can
you
do
think
it, but
responsible people want to be around that? I'm just being honest because I think
you
that
know
after a while it gets old.
it does. But at the same time, I would rather somebody expose that to me than try to be it than it be a secret. Because a lot of times people do stuff we just genuinely don't know they do it. Because
Yeah.
I'd be surprised about some of the stuff that I find out about people. But I think that the only thing that you can do is just be there for that person in that way. Like, of course, if it's getting out of hand, let them know, try to offer them help, but not in a way where it feels like an attack. But you know what I'm saying? You just got to watch your people. You got to
Yeah.
I would expect
No,
somebody
I
to move like
agree.
that because if I'm drinking, I hate even with drinking. Like I hate when I experience people that like laugh and record their friends when they like throwing up or
And I
they
think
so
that can
drunk.
send people into a depressive state too, and they might get even worse, to be honest. You do gotta be
Yeah,
you
like
gotta handle people with care in general, for the
why would
most
you do
part,
that?
but
Like help them,
nurture
like
them a
help
little
your
bit. But
people. Like
don't treat them like a baby. You need to speak some life
yeah,
into them, but don't some people are. I had this discussion with somebody on Twitter the other day. And I don't know if you said this before too, but she was basically saying that Aquarians are terrible friends. And that day, I decided to not align with anything zodiac related because I know for a fact I'm not a bad friend. And it's just crazy that people would say that or are willing to like put that out there. Like, and they're not. I'm not blaming her because I know that a lot of stereotypes are associated with zodiac stuff. But I'm like that. I'm like, I know I ain't no bad friend. I
No, I mean we no. The thing about it is with Aquarius that people can't handle, and that's on them, is how direct they are. Like if like every Aquarius that I know don't stand down. Like they gonna hold their ground and they're gonna tell you how it is. If something is in that moment that's bothering y'all or y'all feel like something needs to be addressed, it's no lingering with it. And I love that because I'm not that type of person. I have to sit on stuff for a little minute before I say something. I think that people aren't used to that because people are so used to people being so like passive with them that
I feel
Aquarius
like there are a passive Aquarius, and that's why after May 16th, I am not a Aquarius. I am Alicia. Thanks.
I love my sign, so I don't know.
I just
We
I don't like the whole, it's I can't even count how many conversations I've had. People they be like, "Oh, you a Aries, ain't you? You a Gemini, ain't you?" It's like just accept the fact that you just can't tell. Like stop. Like it happens all the time, and I tell them, they be like, "Oh, for real?" And I'm like, "Yeah." So stop doing that because it's like it's just annoying to me. It's like
Yeah,
we are all different. We are
I
literally
do
shaped by our
feel
life
like everybody
experiences.
has characteristics of all them type of signs, like whatever.
Exactly.
But isn't I don't think that it should deter you away from a person. Like for me personally, I do that sometimes because I genuinely don't like Aries men. I can't do it, and
Dang.
I'm a,
The love of
and
your
I'm
life
a,
gonna be an Aries
and
man.
I'm gonna tell you why because they act like somebody that we know.
I don't comply with zodiac stuff, so I don't know
So,
what you're
but
talking about.
but it's not ironic that all of the men that I've encountered that are Aries act like that and do the same exact thing. That's not irony to
Maybe
me.
they're related.
From 2,000 miles away, I mean that is probably possible, but I'm just saying, like, no, that's insane.
I still don't comply. I don't even want Aquarius quotes. I
You
don't
just don't
want.
want to identify with your own
I
zodiac,
just
which
don't
I
like
get.
the template matching with people because of what they think they know about you. I just feel like everybody is shaped by their life, their lived experiences, and that's just what it is.
But when it come down to them Gemini's, you be knowing a lot about it, and
I don't connect with that either.
okay, cool.
Thanks. All
Say
right,
less.
y'all. Let's wrap this episode up before I be a bad friend.
Uh, you are not a bad friend.
I know I'm not. I know for a fact I'm not. Now I know that I can be. I do set a lot of personal boundaries, but I'm not rude about it. I'm just Matter of fact, like, hey, I'm sorry, I'm not drinking. I'm not going out. I don't party. And people don't receive that well because it's so unusual, I guess. And so maybe that makes them think I'm a bad friend because I don't want to hang out at the club. And I honestly don't care because I'm not going to change what makes me comfortable to go with you. And now I'm going to be uncomfortable the whole night. Now I'm a mood kid. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
Period.
anyway, all right, y'all. I'm glad that we were able to get this episode done. I'm about to put this thing right on up. So today is May 17th. You're probably gonna hear this
Y'all,
on the 18th though, because it's a little bit late in the day. But all I want y'all to know is, it's very hard to coordinate our schedules. We live very different
yes.
lives, but
Oh
we
my
do not
God.
intentionally miss weeks. Nobody's accused us of that, but I do feel bad when people always ask like where the episode is, and it's not a lot that we can do about it. You know what I'm saying?
It's
So
not much with, but I asked the y'all just bear with us. Alicia has a full time corporate job, and she also has a lot going on outside of that. And
child.
then with me, I don't have like a set schedule. Like I literally
Right.
found out I was going to Greece the day before, so
Yeah, he
I mean Italy,
literally,
Italy, like the
literally.
day before. So
And I
my
think
life,
I had just got back from Minneapolis, so it's not like we could have even recorded early because
yeah,
somebody was. And I'm not gonna lie to y'all, when I'm on a work trip, I'm not trying to record. I'm tired. I'm in a different time zone. I'm working. When I work and when I go to my job, they be working us from sun up to sundown. I ain't lying.
I'm not even taking my computer no more on
Yeah,
no
and
work
not to
trips.
mention that was a active shooter while I'm at the airport trying to get on a flight to Atlanta. It was just too much. I was like, look,
Oh
y'all,
my
you
God.
need to find them in my neighborhood.
Yeah. And I'm starting to get like I guess now, since the summer is here, it's more jobs available and then like people are recommending me for like higher paying jobs and bigger jobs. Like I just did a shoot for a nationwide campaign and then I'm about to do another one in a few days, in
I'm
like six
excited
days.
about
So
about this. Now, are you in it or you do the makeup for it?
no, I'm doing the makeup for it. I wish I was. Now I did one. You remember that time I was supposed to be in the Target ad? I could talk about it now because they ain't never coming out
Yeah, I
clearly.
can't help you with that. I don't know what happened.
I ended up doing a photo shoot maybe like what? How long ago was it? Like 4 years ago. This was like before the pandemic or during. But I got picked to be a part of like a campaign for Target. I was supposed to be like in the stores. I did a shoot and everything.
You might be there.
I ain't seen anybody. You would have known if it was me.
No, this is the thing about those kind of campaigns. They'll literally have one version of your picture and it'll be in like Dublin or something. I know
Oh,
somebody
okay.
who was a part of a campaign like that for Apple. I'm not. This is a true story, y'all. I have a friend who did a photo shoot for Apple, and they told her that they couldn't tell her where it would be promoted at. Literally, those terms of the shoot, et cetera, et cetera. She had a friend who was like in Germany somewhere, just happened to be there and literally saw her picture in an Apple store. Swear to
Damn.
God, the girl lived in California. She lived in San Diego. So I'm just saying, your picture could be out there somewhere. You already gave them the rights to it, and it's possible that it's not. But I'm just saying, you might not ever know.
Yeah. I got so much like behind the scenes from that day and everything, but yeah, I don't know what happened to it. It just vanished. I don't know.
Yeah, and a lot of stuff does get scrapped. You just never know. Once you get in the picture,
Oh
they
yeah,
might use them in
I had to learn that in
2026.
the music industry so bad because like it takes so much to fucking record music videos, and you
Mm-hmm.
don't know how many times that I mean like came up with some fire ass concepts and all this other stuff, and the video just got scrapped, and it'll be like a 3 day shoot or like, it'd be long and it got scrapped. I'll be so mad,
Wow.
but now I've
That's
learned
why
that
artists be like, I don't know, it might drop because they generally don't be knowing
they
either.
don't know, and they
Yeah.
really don't. They label have to tell them they don't know. So that's
Whew.
crazy. But yeah,
Well,
so we as of now we may put an episode out this week, but I don't know what my schedule is for real. So we'll
oh
see.
Lord, Lord, Lord. Just don't leave us, y'all. Don't leave us.
Yeah,
All
come
right,
back
y'all. It's been another episode of OD Podcast. Holla at your girl.
and holler at your twirl in the world.
And a curl and a earl and a
Oh,
swirl and a
I love
merle.
Earl so much. Earl.
Rest in peace, DMX.
Oh my god. Oh, his name is Earl, but see, I was saying Earl like oil in
Like
New
throw
Orleans.
up. Oh, not Earl is a triple entendre.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Goodbye.
See ya. Oh, this beat